Guys, can I have your attention?
Guys, can I have your attention? Yes. Okay. Everyone, hi. Hey. So, my name is Cristina Villarreal. I'm the operations chair for WiCS, Women in Computer Science. We're happy to have you here all, and we hope you guys learned something today, but you also continue for another project that you want to do in your home. Krista is the president of ACM. She's gonna be leading this workshop today. I hope you'll enjoy it.
Alright, hi everybody. So we are having problems with the setup because this computer wouldn't let me download Node.js. If you noticed when we walked in, Node.js, and like my computer doesn't connect because I don't have Windows. So we're getting like a Mac. But there are some things like that we can do. I want it to be interactive. So I know that there's a lot out there, and like I want you at the end of this to feel like you can make something, or you can go somewhere and like know how to get around. So we're going to start with something that MLH provided. So this is a localhost thing. Does anyone know what MLH is? Does anyone want to like share? So I don't have to talk the entire time.
It's majorly hacked.
Yes, and that is the student organization for essentially building things. We're using hacking in the sense of building things. We're not breaking into Alexa. This is something that Amazon lets you do. So if you're worried about that, there's nothing like fishy going on. They actually promote people to develop, and they help sponsor this. So, yay, we get to build things. And they want you to use hashtags if you talk about it, but you'll probably be doing workshop things. Okay, we're not going to do this. Also, did everyone check in? There was a form. Everyone checked in. If you haven't, this is the form. Or we need people to check in. So 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. This is more about MLH, but I'm sure you're here for Alexa. So this is something that you'll hear a lot around, like the school, or like we mentioned briefly. This is more. All right, awesome. This is like the good part. So today we're going to be learning more about Alexa. Now, how many people have an Alexa? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry, I don't know that.
She's really sassy. Something I learned, you can edit her level of sass, so you can make her really sassy if you want, like when you build things. It's great. Oh, they want me to wear a microphone. Okay.
And before you do
No, my computer doesn't connect to it.
Yeah, but I brought you a USB-C.
Do I have a USB-C?
Yeah. You feel like it.
That's cool. Okay, so we can use my computer. Can you do it so I can keep that?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, I have a microphone now. This is great. So who has like Google Home or like other smart speaker things? No one? Okay, let's see. Alexa's Alexa's been around more often. So everyone's familiar with how like Alexa works. They like, you say Alexa, you tell her to do something. She gives you a response, or she says, no, I can't help you. And so all of those things are skills. Every time you ask her to do something, that's an Alexa skill. So an Alexa skill, conceptually, is an app, like on your phone, but like spoken. So every time that you activate a skill, it's the same as pushing a button on an app. Every time that you say, like, what's the weather like? It hears weather, and it connects weather to, like, what your weather app would be on your phone, and just says it. So there should be a diagram here. Here's the diagram. And so the way it works, you talk to Alexa. Your magical little box actually has stuff that happens. And it all happens on the cloud, which is why Alexa has to be connected to the Wi-Fi to work. And so what we're going to be going over is this cloud part right here. So, is this connected?
So this one doesn't work, so you're going to connect it to this one.
Okay. Because that would be better.
cable coming out of here. Did you connect to this?
Can you?
Yeah, and
No,
it'll,
look,
it'll show
no.
up on both screens. And it'll show up there too. Press HTML.
There you
Your
go.
screen. Maybe.
No, this one doesn't work. Yeah.
That is not my screen.
It's fix the display settings and make it so it's only one screen, not dual screens.
How do I do that on
Display.
They can see that. Yeah.
Can you see that? Because I can't see that.
You can switch back to desktop.
Go search. Search on there. Search.
Alright, so while they do that, I'm going to keep talking, because, like, so, why would you want to build an Alexa skill? Like, what brought people here? Like, did we just, like, wander in, like, find it? Like, why Alexa? No one?
Anybody want to volunteer?
I liked your game jam project with Alexa a lot.
That is
Why you
good.
can use this.
No, I have things. Wonderful. Okay, back to this. Ah! Does anyone else have, like, why they want to build on Alexa? Here we are.
I use Alexa only for everything that I can do so far, but I want customize.
That is good.
I do
So-
my lights, TV, everything, even my coffee maker.
Yeah, so,
But I just want to customize something on my own.
So smart- sorry, I thought you had information. Alright, so smart speakers have a lot of applications like that, and Amazon actually, like, they're very pro developer. So if you build things and you launch them, like, they'll have, like, special things every month where if you get 100 users, like, they'll send you things. Like, sometimes they'll literally send you, like, a free Outgo dot, or they'll send you, like, a hoodie, because they want to encourage development. Because they realize something, and that's that the power of your software isn't, you could have the best thing in the world, but it doesn't matter if no one uses it. So they're very pro, like, that's how they try and, like, keep their market. They try and make sure that people like us are making things, that anyone can put something on Alexa, which is what's been keeping them ahead of their competitors. Like, when asked, like, who has a Google Home, like, why would you get a Google Home when Alexa has this entire backstory and things that, like, you can contribute to, too. So, okay, this started at the beginning, which is annoying. And so there's like, the hard part, the speech recognition, is all handled by Alexa, which makes life a lot easier for us, because if we, like, write words, like, all the speech recognition is handled by Amazon, so that tends to be the hard part people worry about. We don't have to worry about that. Okay. And so the main thing that we're going to be doing is writing code, which is going to be in JavaScript. If you don't know JavaScript, that is fine. When I started working with Alexa, I did not know JavaScript. A lot of the things are pretty intuitive, and they're changing the way that things happen. So I'm going to, like, go off the PowerPoint for a bit when we do it, because the PowerPoint we were provided is not up to date, because Amazon's been trying new things. Yeah. Did that. Okay. So now, instead of, like, telling you, like, what Alexa is and how it does, like, we're going to get to, like, the cool part, which is probably making the Alexa skill, which I assume you're here because you want to, like, build things, because build things, that's what I like to do. Okay, so, does everyone have an Alexa developer account? We went over, like, everyone made an AWS account when we got here. I see confused faces and I see, like, good faces. If you need help getting either of these accounts, like, please raise your hand and someone will come help you. Okay, so if we go to our developer.amazon.com account, we're going to sign in. And I hope that's the right password. It is. That's wonderful. So you see, like, normal things, and one of the first things that they have is learn. So they want you to learn and like build things. So they have like a lot of tutorials that you can start, and I'm going to be walking through, which one is it? How to do a fact skill. So it's going to be one of the custom skills. If I can't find it through here, I normally find it just by Googling fact skill Alexa. Yeah. There we go. So it's through the same website, but I don't remember how to get there. And this is like the basic. So we're going to be following along most of this. So you guys want to have this open. And like I remember when I was doing this, I got lost like 40 times. So like you can refer back to this, but I'm going to be like walking through like how to actually do it. Yeah. So here we have to go to our developer portal, which, if I remember, start a skill. So go back, click start a skill button, and it might bring you there, but it also might bring you to this. If you come on this, click Alexa Skill Kit. We want this one. And if you'll notice, if you have other skills, it will show you like the list of all the skills you've ever built. And it'll show you like if they're in public, if they're in progress, like when you last started working on it, or if they're live. I actually have a live Alexa skill, and that means anyone can ask an Alexa anywhere for my skill, and like it just populates automatically. And all the other ones, if they're in development, then they'll only work on your Alexa or on your developer account. So you get to test and play with it and work it, but you'll be the only one until it gets approved. They do have an approval process, which we'll go over at the end. It normally takes about a week, but once it's up, it's like up. Okay. And so we're going to start by making a new skill. So right here. All right. So you'll see all these like fields. You probably will not be used to them, but it's very step by step. So they try and walk you through it. And so we're going to start with our skill type is going to be custom because we're doing it ourselves. Our language is this, and our name we're going to do like what should we build? It's fact skill. FIUSCS clubs are great. There we go. So, all right. So these two things. So you have to name your skill, like you have to name any program you have, but you also need to give it a name that you're going to call it. So like when you're like, Alexa, tell me a joke. Okay, she's like muted. But when you say tell me a joke, joke is like the name that it recognizes to start telling you a joke. So you put in the name of like if it's weather, that, this, that. So for our Alexa skill, when we call it, we're going to call it by like, Alexa, tell me about FIU clubs. Because we put in the invocation name here, FIU clubs. Can everyone see this? Is this good? Do I need to... Is this better? Awesome. Alright. And then there's basic things. We need none of these things for a basic skill. For all the things that I've worked on with Alexa, oh, no. You don't need them, so just leave them all as no. And we're going to hit save. And then next. And we have one of our check marks done, which is great. And now we are in the interaction model. So this is going to be like how I mentioned, how you interact with Alexa by saying things. you have to tell her what keywords to look for, because having to look for all the words in the English dictionary, all the words in this, are going to be really difficult. So you're going to identify for her the keywords that you want to use when you're building your skill. And now, if you see they have a new beta thing, I'm going to recommend the beta thing because it makes it a lot easier, especially if you're not familiar with JavaScript. All right, and so here we have new website. Yay, it's pretty. And you're going to see that there's some things already populated. So you'll notice there's the Amazon cancel intent, there's the help intent, there's the stop intent, and before you'd have to like code them yourself and put them in like a JSON file. So anytime you edit things here, it adds here. So these are the default that everything has to have. That if you're in the middle of an Alexa skill and you want it to stop, it has a stop. If you're in the middle of Alexa skill and you don't know what to do, like you can get help. And if you want to like end, cancel is the same as like stop. And so Amazon requires that all of these things exist. But you can also add your own. So what do we want our FIU club's skill to do? Anyone? We're building it together. So what would you want a fact to get about clubs? Like how would you ask about FIU clubs?
What is the best club at FIU?
Okay, so we're going to call that the best club intent. Okay, and the way that you're going to get to it, okay, so now we have, if you'll notice in our intents, we have the best club. And now we need to tell, like, okay, what might people say aside from the best club? So like he said, what is the best club? Which club is the best club? Because there are different ways of like saying the same thing. So if you'll notice, the name is how they're called intents. It's because the intent is to figure out what's the best club. But there are multiple ways of asking. So it's trying, the name is kind of like rooted to why you ask certain things. So how else could you ask this? So Alexa recommends you have 7 to 8 different ways of asking for one thing. So this is the part where like I ask people, like how would you ask me what's the best club?
What's a real best club?
Would the real best club please stand up? Anyone else? This is, you can have fun with this, like, no, fun.
Hit me with the best club.
Hit me with the best club. Find the best club. What's the best club at FIU?
If best equals true.
Alright, and so now we have like a whole bunch of different utterances. All those things you will now be able to say, and it will connect any of these like phrases to our intent, which is best club. So we're going to be writing the function for the best club like later, but right now we just have what is the best club, and that's what our skill is going to do. And if you'll notice, if we go over here to code editor, it has automatically changed our code. So this is why they're doing the new beta interaction, because they're trying to make it more intuitive. Instead of before you'd have to go and like physically write in this code. You can edit it here too. So if I wanted to do something else, let's just do that and apply the changes. All right, and we go back here. Notice it has added celery. And we can easily delete celery, and it works both ways. You can see it from the code, you can see it from the interaction ways. They're interchangeable. It's what's easier for you. The add intent is probably going to be easiest, but there is this code that is happening under the covers that you can modify directly if you choose. So now we are going to save our model. This is important. Or else it will not update with the best club, and then you're also going to build it. Building just updates it on the Amazon servers. So because everything Alexa does on the cloud is on the cloud, it has to like be there, and it takes time for it to like go there and for them to process it and like do stuff. And so that takes it takes a minute. So normally when you do changes, you want to like change. You don't just want to change like one thing and then edit it because it slows things down, which is inconvenient. And then once that's alright, there, it is done. And then we can go back. See, there's this little eye right here. It's called skill information. Everybody see the eye? This is how we get back to the portal. So I do not want you to get lost. Alright. Does everyone see this? Does everyone see this on their own devices? This is good. Is anyone lost? No one is lost. Wonderful. Alright, so now we hit next. No, we just did that. Okay, we're not hitting next. We are hitting configuration. So this is the part where the code comes in. So we're going to now open up a new tab. And we're going to go to your AWS account. So if you just look for AWS, and you like click on AWS. I don't want AWS Cloud, I just want AWS. And it loads. It should bring you that page, but I want to make sure because I don't want you guys to get lost. Alright, here. And then you sign in. And like I am signed in, it should bring it here. So I'm going to give you guys a second to sign in because this is like the hard part. So yes.
When it says select the support plan, would I put basic plan? Or?
Do whatever's free. So I have never been charged. I have like 100 like free credits, but I've had like 2 years with them and a year of working with Alexa, and I've never gotten charged. So I still all have the entire $100 of credit. So Alexa does not take up a lot of space at all. So also they want to promote developers to like do things, so they don't want to like charge people because they're making their money off of like that physical Alexa sale right now. So alright, does everybody see something that looks like this? If you don't see something that looks like this, raise your hand, because you will get lost very quickly. Very good? Alright. So in the AWS services, we're going to look up Lambda. Okay. And so because I have made one before, you're going to see all the different Lambda functions. So what is a Lambda function, you might ask? A Lambda function is just where you put code. So, and it like runs code like for you. Or in this case, it like runs Alexa code. And we're going to be having all of the code that we do for Alexa run on a Lambda function. So everything that's not in the model that we interact with, that interaction model, that one, is going to be in our configuration. So we configure it, we write it. This is the best part. And so this is the part where we create a function. Now if you're following along on the like website over here, where'd it go? Here it is. We would have gone through all this, and we are now on step 2. Ta-da! So if you're following along on the tutorial, we are here. Now I have created a Lambda function before, so it's not going to give me the same things that it will give you guys. Because but over here, you're going to pick a spot. You need to pick a place where you are. We are closest here. So everyone, please select this. And I'm telling you to also refer to this because what I see might be different, and I won't know because I've made one before. So click North Virginia. Is everyone in North Virginia? Good, we're in North Virginia. Alright. And then you're going to click to create a Lambda function, which I already did. So I'm going to cancel it. So here, create function. You're going to push the nice button and click create function. So, and then we're here. And then this is the part where they get out of date again, because Amazon's doing new things. And so we're going to choose to author from scratch. And then we're going to give our function a name. So this is like for the code. So we're going to call it my FIU clubs. Right? And you want it to run on Node.js. So you can run things on Python, but I've never worked on stuff with Python, and I don't want to teach you stuff I don't know, because we're not doing that. And that's what most of the help is for. So like I mentioned, a lot of help for language, a lot of thing comes from like the background. Most of the people that develop for Amazon Alexa do it in JavaScript. If you're looking for help tutorials for Amazon Alexa, you're not going to find any in Python. You're going to find them in JavaScript. You're going to find code samples in JavaScript. There is no help for Python. You can do it with Python, but you're going to be like all alone. And no one wants to be all alone, so I personally don't like JavaScript, but like, you got to do what the community does. So now we're going to create a custom role. Oh boy, that is not what I wanted. Is that what I wanted? Hold on. All right, here we are. So, because this part, they changed it, it's now out of order. So if you're in part 7. I know it's a little confusing just because like the tutorials are a little out of date because Amazon's doing new things, but please bear with. So on tutorial, you write the name, and we're going to new roles a few minutes after creation. Okay, we're going to click choose an existing role. So we're not going to make a new role. Cancel. And then the existing role should be basic Lambda execution. Alright, if you guys don't see this, please let me know, because I might only be seeing this because I've done it before. I'm not sure if everyone has to make a new role? Okay. So we're going to have to make a new role then. More templates. Okay. So I haven't made a new role since like the first time I made one, because you only have to make one once, because then you can choose existing. So we're gonna have to go through this based off of the tutorial. So role, policy name, blah, blah, blah. Custom code resources. I'm gonna double check that this is right. So. Okay. So when you guys click new role, does it say this or does it say something different? It says this? Alright. Alright, so we're going to put one-click basic Lambda execution for the policy. It doesn't say that. Okay. And create a new role policy. Yes. The last time I did this was 10 months ago, so please forgive me. But once you do it, you never have to do it again. Alright, so does everyone see this? Where they write lambda underscore basic execution and then create a new role policy? Everyone sees that? Awesome. We're going to click allow. Okay. Now does it let you choose an existing role? Yes? Okay, so now we're going to choose an existing role and pick lambda basic execution. Alright, so where is everyone on this? Who has no idea what they're doing? Anyone? Alright. Who sees this page and has the existing role? Does everyone have the existing role option if they're following along?
I have the existing role option, but I don't have basic.
Okay. So the thing.
I'm around. I'm basic execution, but I don't have the system.
Okay, because on the thing it said it might take a few minutes to configure allow. So I'm going to give that a minute and see if it fixes itself. And I'm going to help her out.
Yeah, you're ready.
Alright, if your thing is still not showing, to choose an existing role, try refreshing the page and see if that works. And if it doesn't work, please raise your hand. Does anyone else? Alright, so everyone should be here. I've gone around and helped everyone. So this is the part where we get into real coding. And so we're gonna click okay, so you make sure you have a name, Node.js, choose an existing role, and Lambda basic execution. And we're gonna click create function. And now we are here. Ta-da! Okay. Now, see, you're gonna have a code editor, and if I make that bigger, they have a current really basic Alexa thing. What this means is it does nothing. it just like shows there. So if I tried to access the skill, it wouldn't respond. It would just be like, you don't have anything implemented. This is where you write your code. But thankfully, like most things come from templates anyway, and then you just edit what it does. And that's how you pick up how to do different things inside of Alexa. So like how we're going over a fax skill, we're going to learn how to like start, set up the thing. But then like as you progress forward with Alexa, they have like more things of like how to do HTTP requests and like pull from like websites and how to get like live data and how to get a distinct like input. But like we're trying to like keep this basic so that way we have like the first intro. Because a lot of this stuff it's just like ramp up of setup. And once you have things set up, then you can like go on and build things. So here you need to add a trigger, and it is the Alexa Skills Kit because we are building an Alexa skill. So if you scroll down on your triggers, pick Alexa Skills Kit, and it will go here. Now we're going to see that there is a problem. It says configuration required. And so if you notice, before we separated into two tabs. So this is like down the AWS, we clicked the Lambda function, we did all that in that tab. This is how we link back to that other one. So if we go back to this tab, their skill, that our clubs are great, you're going to click, you're going to notice, you're going to click here first. There's skill information, and you're going to see that there's an application ID. The ID is also up here, but like it's a lot easier to see when it's with all your info. And we're going to have to link that to our code. Okay. Okay. So if you notice, it's waiting for us to give us the code. Because like, okay, we have code up, but what Alexa skill does it connect to? And so this is how you tell it which Alexa skill it connects to. It should connect to your Alexa skill. So every Alexa skill has a unique ID. And so just go, copy that, and paste it here, and click like enable. And we're going to add. Also, as a note, if you post any of your code on GitHub, do not post your skill ID number. You don't want other people accessing your skill like that because they can just like take it and ramp up like your usage. So don't share it with anyone. Don't like at all. So like after this is over, I'm gonna like delete all this so that no one can access like my ID. But don't share the ID with anyone. Don't put it on code. Like if you push anything, like make sure it is not there. That is like making the Alexa skill is like free, but like anyone can like take your thing and like charge it if they like use it because it's like an ID. So don't share. All right. So that's like half of it. So if you notice, there are unsaved changes. Why is this not scrolling? Okay. So we inputted the ID, and now we also have to do it back. So it's kind of like we put the ID into the Alexa's ID onto the code. And the code also has an ID. We put the code ID into the Alexa skill. Does this make sense? All right, now that code ID is right up here. So, boom, your ARN, too much. Your ARN, it is right here. And you're going to copy all of this, including the ARN number. So, I forget exactly what ARN stands for. It will probably say it in a moment. And so this, we're going to go back to our configuration. Okay, here we are. So we are in the configuration, it says global fields, and then it says endpoint. And this is what ARN is, Amazon resource name. That is what we want. So we're going to click on this box, and then the little thing's going to come up, and we're going to paste our thing in. And then we want to save that. Okay, make sure to save it in both places, or else it will give you errors like I got. Alright. Has everyone found their Alexa skill ID and put it in AWS? Has everyone found their Amazon resource name and put in their Alexa skill? I did not see a lot of yeses. So up here in the Lambda thing, ARN, copy this part, and in the okay. Yeah. Alright, in your configuration, that is where it will be. You have to click the button and then the thing will come up. Is everyone good? 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 Awesome. Okay, so we don't have to click that because it's optional. We don't have to worry about that. And then next. And then, like, we're going to worry about this part later. Because now is the part that we're going to put code into this. Okay, that is enabled. Okay, so in the configuration. Alright, sometimes it doesn't like to show me the place to enter code. It does that randomly. I just refresh the page. I don't know why it does that, but it always goes away when I refresh the page. So if you don't see a place to write code, then just refresh the page. Alright. And now is the part where we're going to take from the given, like, skeleton. Amazon provides skeletons for, like, fact skills. They have one for a fact skill. And we're going to borrow it. So back to our lovely tutorial. Alright, there is going to be a link that says provide code. If you missed that, I'm going to do it again. We are on our Alexa fact skill tutorial spot. And then it's in step 2. And then we're going to go down to number 8. And we're going to click provided code. And then you should see this wonderful GitHub repo. And, yes? Alright. Alright, and if you see this, there's like a little folder. If you go back, and we have a folder. We want all of these packages because the package thing is going to tell you like what to install. So if you have like Node installed, it's gonna we're going to use this to now install the packages that we need from JavaScript. And so the reason that we need that is because there are libraries that let us do stuff with Alexa, and those libraries, like, we're not going to program the entire library. And Amazon does not have the library hosted. So you have to like insert it because you only need the library if you're doing it with JavaScript, and so you just have to like every time you have to like upload the library to Alexa with your skill, and this is where like you get it. Awesome. So we're going to do this. Hold on. Alright, how many people here have Git or know what Git is? Okay, so half. So if you don't, I'm going to be doing the equivalent of copy-pasting all of these into like a text editor. Who knows what a text editor is? Okay, for those of you that don't, you probably have like Notepad or something like that installed on your computer. It's really basic and not recommended, but it's better to use. Also, I'm going to be doing some stuff with Terminal, so don't be like intimidated. I'm literally doing the exact same thing as like copy pasting, so don't like freak out. Awesome. So how I'm copying this here, you guys can also just download zip if you're not comfortable. Just download the zip here. Does everyone see this? Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Copy. Okay. Has everyone downloaded files? We good. So, like, if you don't, then just like download zip. And you're gonna get this. And so then while that stuff like downloads, they have lovely food for us. And if you're like lost, like while you get food, like I can help out. So we're gonna like take a break here and like eat if you're hungry. If you're not hungry, I can keep talking. You know. Yes.
You said that are you cloning the repo?
Yes.
I'll just clone that repo for...
You only need the 3 files that I mentioned, but if it's easy to clone it, clone it. Otherwise, you're just copy and pasting 3 files and naming them. So if you're familiar with Git, that's better.
And that's from the section sheet number 8, that little guy?
Yes.
I found a couple of them. Let's just start with that. No. This is the underneath that one.
I have some questions to ask about like the JDPR. didn't know.
Clicked on provided code, and then I just went back to like what the thing is. So on Windows, so I used to have Windows, so I changed recently. On Windows, it'd be CMD. So I believe it's called CMD. But I no longer have Windows, but like if we're on like desktop and you want to find, it will look like this. And if you have Git installed, then you do git clone and that exact same thing. Yeah. But this does not have all the things we need installed, so it won't work here. Okay, it's good? Awesome. Okay. So now we're going to enter that directory. So skill. And then we're going to go into the Lambda function part. And then we're going to go into the custom thing. So if you're following along and you're just like, oh, and you don't know like terminal, all I did was go into, I'm doing the equivalent of navigating like a file system. And I'm literally just here. So all we need are like these 3 files. Like you can move, okay? So you just need to be wherever these 3 files are. So the one thing is, to install the package you need, this is why you installed like Node earlier, you do need to install the things that are in these 2 packages. And if you have Node installed, it's very easy. If you don't have Node, it doesn't work. Okay, and the way you do that is you do npm install. And npm is Node Package Manager. And install goes to the package thing, and it installs all of the packages it says it needs from there. And so it starts like downloading all the packages you need. Ta-da. And so now if I look again, there is now something else called Node modules. So if I go to my file system, I now have a folder called Node modules. Does everyone have Node modules? If you don't have Node modules, let me know. And like, there are ways to like download it that aren't like the right way, but like you can still get it. This is just, yeah. Yes. Do you have Node installed on your computer? Okay, so you do. So npm should be a function that comes with Node. So you type npm and then install inside the directory with the package. Is anyone else lost? Yes.
What up?
Pretty.
Once I get into command prompt, once I get into the file where I have the packages, do I install a specific one or?
No, just once you. Oh, cool.
Yeah, now you can use them anyway.
Alright. There we go. Bigger. Awesome. Alright, well I can't make it smaller, so. I can make it bigger, but not smaller. Okay. So where is everyone? Does everyone, if they go into their file thing, like do they see the Node modules? If they open this, do they see Node modules? Yes. This package is very important, and if you do not have it, then we will find another way to get it to you, but that's like the right way.
I don't have that.
You don't have? Okay. Okay. Good. Does everyone have Node modules? Good. Okay. Alright, so we're going to see here. We now no longer need these 2 files. The package. These 2 files are now useless. They have done the 2 things that they need. So we're never going to touch them again. Like, ever. So if you want, you can even delete them. Like, they're very, like, not needed. Their only use is for like downloading Node modules. Yeah. And then you're going to see this other file called index.js. This is where all the code is. You also cannot change the name of index.js. Like you can, but then it won't work. So if you want it to work, don't change the name. But we are going to be editing this file. So, like I mentioned, text editor. So we can open it with a text editor. And it should give. Boom, and here's a text editor. This is like the default text editor. If you see this, this is fine. I have a preference, so I'm gonna like use mine because I'm comfy with it. Okay, my thing stopped responding. which is not good. I'm hopeful that'll like listen to me in a second.
See
Okay.
that?
I'm just gonna close it. It doesn't want to close. It happens.
Nice.
There we go. Close window. Awesome. Okay. So this is the exact same code. Ta-da! Alright. Now, we're gonna walk through understanding this. Does everyone have their code open? Can everyone see their index.js file? Can everyone see their index.js file? If you can't, this is, yes. Zoom. Okay. If you can't, you can follow along on mine, because we're going to walk through some of the intuition. So here, they tell us a to-do to get our attention. So our app ID, in your code, you're going to have to go back to your Alexa skill. And that application ID, you're going to paste it into your code. Like this. No, I don't want that. Alright. So this is so that your code, like I said, the whole linking, they have to know who's who, and so that no one uses your thing. For your ID, you need to put your skill ID number. So does everyone remember where to get their skill ID number? You go back to where the Alexa thing is. You see that clubs are great. You go to skill information and you get your information about your skill, which is the ID. Awesome. Now here is some other information that you change. So our skill name is not SpaceFacts. It is FIU clubs are great. It does not really matter what this is. This part doesn't matter, like the skill name. But the get fact message, that does. So this is what Alexa's going to respond when you're like, tell me about FIU clubs. So you're going to go, tell me, where was it? So it's going to be like, oh, this is the best club. So it's going to be like, and the best club is, and so now, like, this is what it's going to say. So all of this stuff is editable. So, like, remember when we were doing the interaction model and it had those 3 things where it was just like, if you need help, this is what it does. If you cancel, this is what it does. If you stop, this is what it does. This is where you write in, like, the message of what you want it to say. So these are just, like, your variables. So if you want help, you can ask, like, ask me. You tell it what to do. So if someone's using your skill and they don't know how to use your skill, you just go, ask me what is the best club. So you tell them what to ask to use your skill, to start using your skill. And then, okay. So does everyone have the little to-do here done? Yes? To-dos? Awesome. And so you can replace that with whatever you want. And this, we're going to delete all of this. And this is where we put in our data. So what we want Alexa to say. So, now we're going to populate this with all the I don't know how to spell that, if we're being honest. So I'm hoping I did it right. I'm assuming for computing machinery. Alright. Are there any other CS clubs? Do we want to include the VR club? Alright, and there should be a comma. So you load it with all the different options. So basically what this skill is going to end up doing is you ask it, what's the best club, and it's going to randomly say from this list of clubs which one is the best club. But this is the pool that it will pick from. So the format is like thing in a string, comma, thing in a string, comma, thing in a string, comma, thing in a string, no comma. So it's good. Everyone good? All right, I'm gonna like save. All right. So now is like the code part, where if you understand JavaScript, this will be easier for you. If you don't, I'm gonna walk through what some of it means. So this part, the exports.handler. This just says like, okay, we're starting the Alexa skill. And it knows this by the app ID, which we put in up here. It references this ID. And it starts it. So the execute like starts your skill. So every Alexa skill has this happen. And then you have your functions here. So so everything launches. So when it starts, what does your skill do the moment it starts? Does it send a welcome message? Does it do this? Does it tell you exactly what you want? And what we're going to do is we're going to change get new fact intent to the name of our function. So remember, if we go back, we're going to look at our interaction model. We named a function and we called it best club. We are going to write best club into what we want it to do. And so it's going to connect from the interaction model that is a function, best club, and this is what best club does, and this is how they like link together. So whenever you start our skill, it's going to start with the best club like thing. Okay. This part, and then we're also going to link this up. Best club. So that way it knows. And this part is what handles right here, the best club part, is what handles the randomness. So this is just JavaScript. So other Alexa skills can be done, like, once you have it all connected, it's just working through the JavaScript, which is how you get the more advanced skills. So here, it's randomly pulling from this, our data array, and it's, pretty straightforward if you know how to read code. It is randomly selecting from a thing in the array, and then it is selecting that one to say. Now here's the part that's like Alexa-y, and it's speech output, and this part is Alexa-y. So how it has this dot speak and this dot emit. That is it referencing the Alexa library to tell Alexa what to do. So once we get what we wanted to do with the JavaScript code, we're putting it. So this part, if you have an Alexa, there's an Alexa app. That's how you connect your phone. And on the Alexa app, whenever you do something, it sends you a little message that says, okay, use this skill. And so this line of code is just to write what's in that little message. So in the Alexa app, if you have it when you're developing, it'll show you like the name that came up. So you can modify that for your users. But it's not that crucial. The crucial part is this dot speak and this dot emit. So you have to tell Alexa what you want it to say, and we want it to say what we got from the random thing. So we're adding what it says before it says the fact, which we added up here, get fact message, and the best club is, and then it is randomly picking a club from the clubs, and it is getting that ready to say, but it doesn't say it until you say this dot emit response ready. And so this is the part that actually says it. So whenever you're working with Alexa in the future, you don't delete this part. This is the part that does it. And you're going to see that same pattern repeat in every single function. So when you're building a function from scratch, you want every function to end with this dot emit, and then they're like, yes. Okay. And normally it's just going to say something, There are ways to do like, instead of emit, there's like ask, and to wait for like a response for you to say something back. But those are all things that you can look up. But it's all central to, it's all central to this dot emit. Okay. And then these other functions you don't ever really touch. Every Alexa skill has to come with these 3 functions. They're all going to be about the same. So now, like, we have our code. It's like all there, and we're going to save it. So how do we get this code onto Alexa? I know you're all wondering, like, what is this coming up to? This is like the moment. Okay. So we are going to go back to where we host our Lambda function. Is everyone here? Alright. So you'll notice in the function code, does everyone see this? If you don't see this, refresh the page. Everyone is good. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Instead of writing code in line, we're going to upload a zip file. And we're going to upload a zip file because we have to add the node modules package. Because if it doesn't have that package with the code, it doesn't work. Okay. And then we're going to go to our file system. And remember, like, we have these 2 things. We're going to select them. Boop. And we are going to send them to a compressed zip folder. And we're going to call it whatever we want. The name doesn't matter. But it has to have like node modules and index.js. These are the 2 things you need. Every Alexa skill needs these 2 things. Does everyone have their like zip folder? Are we ready? Okay, we're clicking upload. Where is this? This is the wrong folder. Okay, and then you're going to go to wherever you saved your zip. Here we have our zip. And we're going to add it. Open. And then we're going to click save. Alright. Alright, so if you notice, that finished saving. So the code is like there. It won't let you edit it because it's too big because of the package. Now, you can now play with the Alexa skill, and it is, what did we call it? CS clips are great, but you have to call it by the invocation name that we gave it, which is here, in skill information, FIU clubs. Alexa.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Hold on, we have to connect her to the Wi-Fi. She doesn't work if she's not on Wi-Fi, and all of her code is on the cloud, so that's how she gets to her code. Oops. Why isn't it working? Alexa. Oh, Alexa, volume 10. Okay. Alexa, what's our club name? Okay. Ask FIU clubs, what's the best club? Uh-oh. Alexa, ask FIU clubs, what's the best club?
Based on your zip code settings, here are a few top-rated ones. The Loft.
Alexa,
Eclipse.
stop. She's probably reading FIU as like a word. So I'm going to save that. Okay. So we changed how to talk to her to my clubs. Hopefully that fixes things. So you have to explicitly tell her like some stuff because it's still technology. Technology can be how it is. So we're gonna wait for it to build and hopefully that works. Alright. Alexa, ask my clubs what is the best club?
And the best club is Upsilon Pi Epsilon.
I knew it. Who's the troll?
Okay. So as you notice, she doesn't always pronounce things properly. And so that's like the basics of how you set it up. So now anytime you edit the code, if we go back here, the code, where is it? Yes. So it's pulling from this list. This is like how it accesses it. And as you noticed, it says, and the best club is, that's the get fact message, and it's speeches, like right here, your speech output. Boop. Whatever it picks. So it does happen randomly. So if we ask it again, it'll say something different. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at the pronunciation. Alright, Alexa, ask my clubs, what is the best club?
And the best club is Upsilon Pi Epsilon.
Alexa, ask my clubs, what is the best club?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, ask my clubs, what is the best club?
And the best club is VR Club.
Alright. So it does happen randomly. And so you can add it like as many things as you want. For it to get published though, for a fact skill, Alexa does, like Amazon, they require that you have at least like 20 facts. Because they're just like, okay, we want your skill to actually do something for it to get approved. So now that you like have your skill, like anytime you edit it, you have to zip it in another zip folder and upload that entire zip. The entire process that we did, every time you edit it, you have to go through. So it takes a while, so like you want to like proofread your code and make sure it's good. Okay. And so now that that's all together, I'm going to, where to go? Information. And now if you want to get it published, testing, if you don't have an Alexa at home, you can use this to test and like tell it things. Like, so you can manually input like, Alexa, what is the best club? And it will test it here. But because we're running low on time, I'm going to skip this for you to play.
Opinion, it's Bobo.
Alexa. Alright. Yes.
Well, in my opinion, it's Bobo. Beat Bo.
Yes.
When you upload new zip files, it just overwrite whatever you have in.
Yes. Anytime you upload the zip, it erases the last one. Yes.
Can you show us the one that you published?
All right. Alexa, ask the banana man if I'm holding a banana.
Let me check. No, you are not holding a banana. Because you used Banana Man, I recommend another
Alexa,
popular
stop. Ta-da! All right. If you want to play with the banana man at home, yeah, he tells you whether or not you're holding a banana. It was great. That is how I learned how to do this. I made a fact skill. It will say yes or no, and you know it's a fact because it's a fact skill. So the banana man is never wrong. All right. If it's wrong, it's because you failed the banana man. That's just how it works. So, all right. So now this is like publishing information. So somewhere, like probably in Seattle, Washington, where Amazon is headquartered, or like in North Virginia, where the Alexa things are like based out of. If you publish a skill, someone somewhere tests it to make sure your skill works, and you have to tell them like how. So are there any special things? Ask my clubs, what is the best club? There is no special thing needed. Like, that's all they have to do to use the skill. Short skill description tells you which FIU club is the best club. I'm still laughing at how it pronounced UP. And the full skill description. And then you just like, this is the best skill. It tells you which club is the best club. But Alexa can't make up her mind. She wants to keep everybody happy. So this part, like, this is what is going to get displayed on the actual, like, Amazon store. And then you enter in, like, phrases. So it's going to be, you have to start with Alexa, comma, which club is the best club? And so, and you'd make 3 of those. The 3 things that you make should come directly from your interaction model. If they don't come directly from your interaction model of what you can say, Amazon will send you an email saying, like, your skill has been rejected. And then the process, like, starts over. And it takes another week for them to do it. So you want to make sure you're pulling directly from your interaction model. Save. And then you can add like an image and then any keywords. You do have to load all 3. Instead of thinking of things, because that takes time, I'm going to ask you guys what it was. Or not, I can just open it. That works. So the best club. Alright, so this is 3. And so this is what's going to pop up as like the help things when you're like looking for a skill, and it tells you like, oh, say this, say that. Alright. Alexa, hit me with the best club. These are all things you can say to our wonderful skill. Awesome. And so now it will, like, these are all things people can say. It gives you examples on how to do your example phrases. You have to have 3 example phrases. And then keywords, FIU, FIUSCIS, FIU clubs. Yeah. And then you can add pictures, and that shows up. And then we say, you don't have to add pictures, but you can. And you hit next. And then that's optional, that's optional. Certification requirements. Why are you not letting me submit for certification? I am missing something in publishing information. What do you need? What do you want from me? Oh, it needs a category. I'm going to say it's productive because it does it for you and you don't have to. There we go. Save. A skill cannot... What? Okay, you need a subcategory. Okay, it's neither of those. It's going to be educational. There we go. Save. Awesome. Now it's ready. Now, why won't you let me go? All of these things have to be checked before it lets you like do things, which is very annoying. I don't know why it won't check. I might need a photo. I'm going to check the one that I've published to see. And so until it's published, only you will be able to use your skill, so only I get to know what the best club is. Yes, yes. Or like if you have it on your own, then only you get to know. Okay. What was I missing? Oh. Okay. There we go. Okay, I don't know why the check mark is not going, but in your free time, they do have a link for all the certification requirements to like double check. It might be because of the icon, because the Banana Man has an icon. Yes, it might be because how I did keywords. See, the Banana Man is holding a banana, and then it lets you go. So, and if you go to the Amazon store, once your skill is published, you can search for Alexa skills and find the Banana Man. And it is there, and it shows you a thing and the cards. Ah, yes. Okay, so that is all that we have time for. Hopefully you have been able to do things. But before you go, we do need to do an exit quiz, so that way like we get credit. And if you do it, I have these fancy stickers, like special stickers, that only you guys will get these stickers if you do the exit quiz. Where's the quiz? Awesome. No! Come back. Alright, where is it? What is, oh there it is, okay. And if you fill out this quiz and come up to me, you will get a fancy sticker. So, yeah. So if you need like help answering the questions, it's not really a quiz. It's more like a form. Yes.
It's a wait word.
Alexa, Echo, Amazon. It's one of those three. So Alexa is the wake word because it wakes Alexa up. I forget what the thing is. Okay, I don't want that. Yes.
What is the required complete certification?
What do you mean?
What's the total question?
The intent. Which of these intents are required to complete certification?
Yeah, like it's like Amazon dot stop it or start over.
Hold on. I'm going to complete the quiz with you. It doesn't want me to do the quiz. I don't know.
No, go back. Back. Dot, local dot, post, slash quiz, no. Slash quiz.
Okay. And we did Amazon Alexa. Please put the full university name so that we get credit. University. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Okay. In the following command, what is the invocation name? Ask Pizza Hut. Yes. So that is how you invoke the name of the thingy. Following command, which part is the wake word? So, Alexa. Because that's how you wake Alexa up. Which of these intents is required to complete certification? Alright, so remember in the thing, there were 3 that were mandatory. Okay, so one of them was cancel. What are the other 2? Help. And stop. Okay. So every Alexa skill comes with these 3 intents. What is the following code an example of? I'm gonna not record this part actually. I'm gonna take the thing off. Alright. Okay, get capital. What is the capital of a country? Intent request. Yes. So that should be. I'd say it's an intent request. I didn't go through the PowerPoint. I just learned how to do it. So they like to name things. So, but get capital. Okay, I'm gonna say it's a schema because it's like the layout. And schema means layout. It's a fancy word. All right, this one you should all know. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So, how Alexa handles everything, that's everything. So we don't have to worry about those things. If you want to build it, you don't really need to know these things. It just does these things. Okay. Everyone should know this one. There we go. I don't know what echoism IO is. But you can only pick one, and I know these 2 exist. So it works. Which request is sent? Okay. Okay, so if we remember in code. Launch request. Ta-da.